Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here. A mere 3 years after it was announced, it's finally here. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. So it's finally here, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. The second movie in what's being coined as the DC Extended Universe. Obviously, the first movie in this run is Man of Steel. So let me tell you about Man of Steel, since I never did a full review of it. A lot of people hated it, a lot of people loved it. I'm in the middle. It existed. It's a movie. It killed a couple hours. I nothinged it. It was just a movie for me. I will say it's the best Superman movie, but that's not saying a lot, because I'm sorry, but the Richard Donner movies are garbage. 100% garbage. Even if you factor in, like, oh, they were made in the 70s. Yeah, no, it was also made in the 70s? Fucking Taxi Driver. Clockwork Orange. No, 70s doesn't mean you can just have a bad movie. And I'm totally leaving out the effects, because actually in the first and second one, the effects kind of hold up. But they're terrible movies. They're really, really bad movies. So, Man of Steel is the best Superman movie, but that's not saying a lot. And, that's kind of my feels about it. It existed. That's the best I could really say. So, Batman v Superman. What is the plot of this movie? Well, this takes place, I believe it was 2 years, maybe 3 years after the events of Man of Steel and the destruction of Metropolis. There's a debate going on whether or not Superman should answer to somebody, because he's an all-powerful being acting on his own accord, only answering to himself. So should he work for a government? Should he keep doing what he's doing? How's that work out? Now, obviously, you saw in the trailers, Bruce Wayne, Batman, was in Metropolis during the destruction and built up some mistrust of Superman, seeing how powerful and destructive a force he can be. So he begins looking into and seeing why this being is, and honestly what he could do to stop him. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor also doesn't like Superman. I don't know why. It's not really explained very well. And Superman doesn't like Batman because he's a vigilante. But Superman's technically a vigilante too. They're both killing a lot of people. Does this movie make sense? I don't think this movie makes sense. So before I really get into the nitty-gritty of the good and the bad, let's talk about the characters that were in these movies, the main ones. So the main recurring character, of course, is Superman, played by Henry Cavill. So I did say the Richard Donner movies weren't very good, but Christopher Reeves was a really good Superman. He had a personality. It was a Boy Scout personality, but he had a personality. Henry Cavill's Superman has the distinct personality of wood. Maybe on a good day, sandpaper. He just exists, and that might be why I didn't really get into Man of Steel that much, is I don't know why I care about this guy. He has no big personality either side, either way, to me to latch onto. He's just there. And that continues here. He's a brick of wood. That's all he is. He's not engaging or entertaining at all. He's not good. I don't know. I haven't seen Henry Cavill in other things yet, but so he might be a good actor. He just might not be a good Superman. Now he looks a lot like Superman. His look is amazing. I like how they brightened up his suit a little bit in this one, and he does have a good look. But that's about it. He looks like Superman.
Superman!
And of course, we got the most controversial character, and that would be Batman, played by Ben Affleck, or as we all been calling him, Batfleck. Now, I'm going to have to split this section into two parts, and you'll understand why in just a second. So I want to talk about just Ben Affleck's acting job in this movie. He's not too bad, actually. When he is Bruce Wayne, he's basically playing Ben Affleck, like you've seen him in any Kevin Smith movie kind of thing. He's sort of a little charming, kind of goofy. He does all right. It's a good Bruce Wayne. When he's Batman, he definitely has a really good intensity. He knows what this character is doing and is into this character. So he does a good job with what he's given. And here's where I gotta split it, because what he was given was not very good. Now, just to compare real quick, if I were to do a hierarchy of Batmans, here's how it would go. Adam West, of course, is the best Batman because he literally dresses up as a bat and punches people at night. I've seen it. Adam West is Batman. Then we got Michael Keaton. He's, I really like the way he played the Bruce Wayne and Batman. He really felt like he was a guy that would dress up as a bat and punch people. He really fit that movie really well. I love Michael Keaton. You got Christian Bale. Of course, he's got his growly voice hurts him. And the fact that he just, I don't know, he was, again, wasn't very engaging at times. But he still did a very good job. He was in some good movies, of course. So that helped him out. Then you got Val Kilmer, of course, which I don't hate him as much as other people did. Again, he did a good job with what he was given. But what he was given was not very good. And then, of course, at the bottom, you got Cloontang, George Clooney. He's just the worst Batman. Now, this is just the live-action Batmans. I don't want to go to all the voices. So that's a whole nother bag of cats we're not going to get into. So I would put Ben Affleck between Christian Bale and Val Kilmer. He did a good job with what he was given, but what he was given wasn't very good. And what I mean is this Batman is fucking insane. He's straight up murdering people. He has just this weird obsession with Superman. He's just not good. Right off the bat, the duct tape bat suit looks like shit. In the movie, at any point, when he's wearing it, looks like shit. When it's animated, and it's obviously animated, which there is some bad CG in this too, which is weird. When he's jumping around and it's obviously not him in it, it looks shitty. When he's wearing it, it's too bulky and it looks like they just duct tape a bunch of pillows to him. It's not a very good costume. And the mask, although good while he's wearing it, when he takes it off, it looks very rubbery. The problem is they show someone shooting him in the head and then he's fine. So obviously it's more of a helmet, but when he pulls it off, it's all kind of rubbery. So it just takes you out of it like, wait, he's just wearing a rubber mask? That doesn't stop bullets. And then, yeah, he's just a fucking insane Batman. I don't understand him. The best way to put it is another web show called Atop the Fourth Wall reviewed Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin. And Linkara, the host of that show, said that this isn't really Batman. This is Crazy Steve, a homeless man that broke into the Batcave and stole Batman's costume. And that's the only way he can explain what Batman's doing in that comic. And that's it. This is Crazy Steve. This isn't Batman. This is some fucking crazy guy that broke into the Batcave and stole the costume. That's our Batman. He's not really Batman. He's this fucking crazy guy, right? It's not a good Batman. But don't worry. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And that light's name, Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman is freaking awesome in this movie. Gal Gadot, I think it's Gadot, does a great job in this movie. Every time she's on screen, she's awesome. She's kicking ass. And her whole thing can be summed up with when she's battling Doomsday, which is not a spoiler because it's in the fucking trailer. She's battling Doomsday. He knocks her back, and she slides and kind of is laying down, but looks up and just smiles. Like she's just into this battle, and that's like the whole thing. I'm like, yes! Yes! Wonder Woman is awesome!
And pass me my Wonder Woman under rouge. Ow!
And I can't wait for her movie now. Like, I'm super excited about that. She did a great job. Wonder Woman is the fucking savior of this movie, for sure. And let's talk about the main villain, Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg. He's fun. He's fun to watch. I don't know what his motivation is, but he's fun to watch. He's having a good time. I'll get into it a little bit later, but yeah, he doesn't have a lot of motivation. It's really odd. You know what? No, I'm going to get into it now. Screw it. They kind of hint at he doesn't like Superman because he's all powerful, which is fine. That's actually a motivation in the comics, but it's not explained very well. Like, he's just like the bad guy because he's supposed to be the bad guy. That's it. And it's like, that's not a motive. What's his motivation? Why should I care about Lex Luthor's plan? What is his plan? His plan didn't even make any goddamn sense. Alright, one more character I gotta talk about because all my friends have been yelling at me about this. So I gotta do it. And if you watch my unboxings for this month, Doug kind of goes off a little bit about Jeremy Irons' Alfred. For one, you don't see him buttle, so he's not really a butler. He's sort of a mechanic, but he's not, and he just kind of goats Batman, but then yells at him for not getting married? I don't understand this Alfred. I mean, for me, I didn't even think about it till other people brought it up. For me, he just existed. Like, he was barely even registering. I was too busy about other things. But everyone else is like, that's a terrible Alfred. And I'm like, wait, it is a terrible Alfred. Why? What was Alfred doing? I don't get it. It wasn't a good Alfred. So, there is some light at the end of the tunnel with this movie. I don't want to bash it all day long. There is some good things. It definitely hints at a deeper DC extended universe, which I like, and I've explained in videos how it's kind of cool that this universe has been going on for a while and we're just now being introduced to it. So it kind of gives it a richer, deeper mythos. So that's cool. I enjoyed that. I kind of like the dark tone. A lot of people bitched about that too. I think it's okay. It's a good way to separate itself from, Marvel. And it was okay. There were some times it's actually hard to see, but it was alright. The dark tone did a good job. And of course, Wonder Woman, freaking awesome. And, Lex Luthor having a blast was, really fun to watch. But that being said, that's all I have for good stuff. So, hold on to your hold slots. Here's my bitching points. Now, these aren't spoilers because anything I talk about here has been in the trailers. So if you've seen the trailers, these aren't spoilers. So the main problem that I first noticed with this movie, it's very set to set with very little interlocking storyline. It's like, let's do this, now we're going here, now we're doing this set, now we're doing this set, now we're doing this set. And it's just, point to point to point to point. It's can almost be characterized with a dude going, meanwhile, in Gotham. And it's exactly that. Like, Superman does something for a while, then Batman does something for a while, then Lois Lane does something for a while, then Superman does something for a while, then Batman does something for a while, then what? And it just goes on like that for a long time. And they've barely connect at the end. It's really off-putting and odd. In like there's no, and being that it's so disjointed like that, a lot of motivations get lost and don't feel like they're explained very well. And it ends up feeling like Batman and Superman are fighting because that's the title of the movie. It's almost like an executive's like, hey, your next movie's Batman v Superman. I don't have a story, but do that. Do Batman versus Superman. That's your movie. And that's what it feels like. Well, we have a requirement on our checkbox that they need to hate each other, so let's just have them fight. There we go. And this is a committee movie like that. Like, they just have to check off all these points. And there's too much going on. Also, it felt like they're gonna do. They had two stories: a Doomsday story and the Batman versus Superman story. And I think either one could have held the entire movie, but they mashed them together, and it felt too rushed, but too slow at the same time. It was very odd, and just too much going on to keep track of everything. It was just very disjointed is really the only way I can put it. Man, I've been saying that word a lot in these reviews lately. But yeah, it's just disjointed. Zack Snyder has some problems with God that he's working out in this movie. It's very obvious he has some problems that he's working out. There's so much God and devil imagery and, Bible quotes and, prophet quotes and this and that. And this movie's so big. It's a big movie, guys. This means something because it means something. It's so big. You have to, get into this, guys. It's such a big deal. It's just telling you that it's a big deal because it's a big deal. They don't actually tell you why. It just is. And no, that doesn't work. That doesn't fucking work. There were cameos of other characters that are in the DC animated universe, DC extended universe, and their cameos were very clunky. I guess I won't tell you who's in it because that may be a spoiler. But just to say, there are other heroes that make cameo appearances. It's very clunky though the way they do it. It's almost like they just wanted to show trailers for their upcoming movies within this movie. So they're just going to stop real quick. Like, hey guys, don't forget this is coming up. And don't forget this is coming up. We're doing other things. Get excited. And it's like, look, why don't we finish this movie before we start working on other ones? Why don't you finish this Snickers before you open another one? And one of the biggest problems I definitely had with this movie was it was totally ruined by the trailers. I only saw the San Diego Comic-Con one, the one that gave away everything, and then the apology trailer. After that, I stopped because they were obviously giving us way too much information. And even just seeing those three trailers, they told you the entire movie, beat for beat. You know everything that's going on. And I'll get into some spoiler bits about that too, but it's just that. You've seen the trailers, you've seen the movie. There's no surprises, it's beat for beat. You know what's going to happen. And since the movie jumps around so much, you're just waiting for the points in the trailer. Like, oh, when's this going to happen? When's this going to happen? Oh, here's that part. Oh, here's that part. The trailers absolutely ruined this movie, for sure. Learn from your mistakes. Learn. One of the biggest ones I could say is Wonder Woman is obviously in the trailers, on the posters. Wonder Woman is obviously in this movie. But they present her in the movie as a surprise. Like, you're supposed to see her when she's not dressed up, like, oh, who's she? And then when Batman finds out she's Wonder Woman, it's supposed to be this big surprise, like, no shit, she's Wonder Woman! We've seen her all over the goddamn place! She's on a fucking billboard as Wonder Woman! Like, it's fine if you want to promote her like that, I was totally on board with that, but you can't, put her in the movie as a surprise when we know it's already there. Fuck. And that gets me into spoilers because I got some bitching to do. So, spoiler time. Let's do this. Click on Batman's face right here to skip to my wrap-up. Okay. We get 2.5 Superman fake-out deaths. What the fuck?! I know you're not gonna kill Superman. Quit trying to fucking fake me out about it. The first, half one we get is Batman had him dead to rights. He was going to kill him. And then it turns out, our moms have the same name, so we're buddies now. What? Where did that fucking come from? What the fuck is that? And it's obvious, no, you're not gonna kill Superman. So stop trying to fucking make me think Batman's gonna kill Superman. No. And then the second death, or the first official full fake-out death, was while he's fighting Doomsday, he pulls him into space, and some genius on the ground's like, hey, they're far enough from population, we can launch a nuke at them and fucking destroy them both. No, that's not how it works. They were still in the atmosphere, and here's the main problem, is if you shoot a nuke into the air and it explodes in the air, you are now contaminating most of the fucking Earth, because that's gonna all spread over a way bigger fucking area once that nuke explodes in the goddamn air. Why did they do that? That make no sense. Oh, they're far enough to save population. No, you just fucking killed everybody. This is the stupidest fucking decision ever. The nuke in Avengers, although it seemed tacked on and a little off-putting, made some sense. This made no goddamn sense. He was controlling the situation. Why are you fucking locking a nuke at him? But yeah, so Superman's dead in space, floating around. No, he's not fucking dead, because I've seen parts of the fucking trailer where he's fighting more stuff, so we're waiting for that. So just, let's get on with it. And then, of course, he dies at the end, and I'm just sitting in my chair nope, he's not dead, let's do it. When's he coming back? Nope, I don't believe you. He's not fucking dead. You're not gonna fucking kill Superman. I know you're not gonna fucking kill Superman, so fucking just get on with it. And of course, the box at the end shutters. I'm like, yeah, fucking finally! You're not gonna kill Superman. Quit trying to fake me out about it. Jesus Christ. Stop it. God damn it, that is not a surprise. That is not interesting. I don't care about the death of Superman. Nobody cares about the death of Superman unless you're actually gonna fucking do it. But you're not gonna fucking do it. I know you're not, because no one has the fucking balls to do it. Then the other main problem I have, and it goes with the set-to-set thing, is in the trailers, there's Batman fighting in the desert, and, Superman rips off his mask and whatever. And everyone's like, oh, that's probably a dream sequence. Yeah, it's a fucking dream sequence. Makes no fucking sense. Batman's just working on his computer, falls asleep, has a dream about fighting in the desert. Doesn't mean anything. It's a fucking dream. Why is that fucking there? I don't know. Why is the death of Superman or Batman's parents in the beginning? I don't fucking know. You could have shown the clips where they had him in there. You could have cut the first 10 minutes of this movie, and it would have been the same fucking movie. And you could have cut this whole fucking dream sequence out, nothing would have changed. Why did you have a fucking dream sequence? It was just to have another set, is all that fucking was. It made no fucking sense. God damn it. God damn it. So obviously I did not care for this movie. When I first came out of it, I kind of nothinged it the same as Man of Steel. I was like, oh, that existed. But upon writing this review, talking with other people, bouncing ideas off, and I got friends that don't care about spoilers, so I'm explaining things to them, and they're asking questions that I have no answers to because they don't answer questions in this movie. And it just kind of kept building up, and this movie sucked. I think Man of Steel... Man of Steel was boring. This one is irritating. Which one's worse? Bored or irritating? I don't even know. I gotta think about this. Which one's worse, Border? Huh. I'm sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Till next time, hold on to your hold slots. Bored. Irritating. Bored. Irritating. Huh.